Hello, everyone. I know this article, being from September 17th, is a few days old at this point, but I felt that I should cover it. It's from 97.9 WHAV Wavelengths out of Haverhill, Massachusetts. And as their tagline says up at the top, the only Haverhill-based news source. It just so happens to be one that leans, just a little bit to the left. Who am I kidding? A little bit? Very far. Okay. So let's look at the title here. Haverhill Patrolman at Center of School Immigration Freight chooses to retire after 31 years. Which, the title here? It's very deceptive. And it makes it sound like this is a bad guy here. This is a bad cop. This guy worked on the force for 31 years. And all he did was break to kids that were illegals or had parents that were illegals, the truth about immigration law and what could happen to them and or their parents. And this didn't go over too well in Massachusetts, the sanctuary state of New England. Don't get me wrong. Maine and Vermont to an extent are, but Massachusetts is like the state for it. It didn't go over well there in Haverhill. And yeah, this poor guy was forced to retire. And they put chooses to retire. No, he did not choose. If it wasn't for the leftist, moronic, retarded spurging out, he would still have a job. He wouldn't have had to have retired under threat of, losing his pension or God only knows what else they put up against him to get him out of, the department. Anyway, let's get into the article here. The Haverhill patrolman, who came under fire last spring for allegedly telling middle school students they could be deported if present illegally, has retired. These are middle school kids. These aren't little kids. These are kids who understand the consequences of the situation. We're talking 6th through 8th grade. And he was forced to retire because he explained to them that they could be deported because of being illegal. This is the type of clown world we live in. It's so screwed up that he speaks a legal truth. And he's the asshole. He's the bad guy. He's the one that's got to go. We are truly living in a clown world when that happens. Embattled Patrolman Stephen Iannalfo recently retired from the Haverhill Police Department. He had been assigned as a school resource officer at Albert B. Constantino School. According to one parent's complaint, of course it was one parent's complaint, Iannalfo told students at the school last April that they could be deported if they are inside the United States illegally, which is a matter of fact. I don't care if they live in a sanctuary state like Massachusetts. Okay, if the feds came in, they could be deported. That's a fact. Oh no, you hurt the feelings of a student. And one parent, I'm assuming who was a mom, she got her panties in a bunch, went down there sounding like Rosie fucking Perez, and raised a bunch of shit over something that was factually correct. This is the type of clown world shit that we have going on in our world around us, meaning, we do live in clown world. This is so screwed up. Because of one parent's complaint, Iannalfo told students at the school last April they could be deported. I love that. It's just, I don't know why. That just really sticks with me here. One parent's complaint. He had been on paid administrative leave until his retirement. His departure ends any possible disciplinary proceedings, which I'm sure, what's his name, Tim Coco, or I'd like to say Cuckoo, would like to see happen to this poor guy. Him losing his career isn't good enough for the left, okay? They want everything taken away from him. They want his pension. They want everything because he spoke a truth. One about the law. A law which he's was hired to uphold. And they're telling him not to. Because, if he was upholding the law, those kids would have been in cuffs and waiting for deportation. along with their parents when they came to pick them up. I mean, give me a break. Iannalfo retires after nearly 31 years as a Haverhill police officer. Police Chief Alan R. Denaro said Monday the patrolman's retirement brings to 18 the total of unfulfilled jobs in the department. When reached by WHAV, Iannalfo confirmed his retirement but declined to comment further. That's another thing. The Haverhill Police Department is 18 officers short. And the left is spurging out over a cop who has not taken out the cuffs and cuffed these kids and called ICE or anything like that. He just stated a fact. All right. They want him gone when there's a shortage of manpower like that. That is just beyond mind-blowing. That these idiots in this day and age on the left have no clue about how their spurging out affects the rest of, say, the community. Well, in this case, the city of Haverhill, which obviously a community. But yeah, they don't understand that they're already short-staffed enough on the note of police officers. And they just made them short one more with their spurging out about this because one mom got her panties in a bunch. Give me a break. The patrolman allegedly displayed handcuffs during... Wait a minute. The patrolman allegedly displayed handcuffs in a school classroom. Holy shit. Coco. Cuckoo. Go learn fucking English. With a name like Coco, I don't think it's a second language for you. The patrolman allegedly displayed handcuffs during... Wow. All right, let me try to fix his lack of proofreading here. The patrolman allegedly displayed handcuffs in a classroom and placed minority students in fear over their families' immigration status. Oh, really? So, what? His handcuffs hanging off of the side of his utility belt was displaying them? Because that's what I'm guessing is going on here. Because this to me sounds like you had some little punk bitch who's a little shit. The cop has to deal with him. I'm assuming it's a him. The mother gets upset and then goes, racist! Racist! And that's what led to this. I swear to God, that's what my gut is telling me on this. And I think this needs more attention because this poor guy did nothing wrong and had his livelihood taken away from him. And they want to go after his pension, too. Clearly, Coco wants that. When he's saying, well, he's free from disciplinary action. He didn't do anything wrong. There should be no disciplinary action, period. End of story. The guy shouldn't have even been forced to retire. But yet, you wanted blood, you idiots on the left. Constantino Principal John Malay said at the time the problem arose after Iannalfo was asked to speak to two classes about anti-bullying. Okay. So you ask him into the classroom to speak on anti-bullying, translating. Let me translate that because that's like fucking newspeak right there. Having a cop go in there and talk about why you shouldn't bully kids, and hopefully you're looking at the fact of him doing that will intimidate them into not doing it. During the course of the conversation, the SRO made some comments that could, by some, be reasonably considered to be culturally insensitive and inappropriate for a public school setting, Melee wrote. Oh, wait a minute. So what you're saying is that you have to be culturally sensitive to illegals and not speak of facts because you might hurt their fifis and you might make them upset. Excuse me, but the whole point of school is to teach kids facts. If one of those facts happens to be taught to an illegal child or a child of illegal parents that they could be deported, so be it. And what I love is the PR spin on this whole thing, because I'm highly doubting that they could by some be reasonably be considered culturally sensitive and inappropriate. Like in reality, in La La Land, Clown World, okay, maybe they could be seen as culturally insensitive and inappropriate, but in reality, no. See, they will not say what he said. That's one thing I wanted to point out about this article. They take the quote from the principal, but they do not and will not say what Officer Iannalfo actually said, what this guy said to the kids, because they don't want it out there, because they do not want you to see that this is complete and total horseshit, and that this poor guy had his career ruined by some spurging out, I'm guessing, illegal mom who, when she showed up to bitch about the truth being told, should have had her ass deported. Either that, or she was some white liberal piece of trash. You know, white far left. I shouldn't say liberal, because liberal is not the appropriate word these days, but some far left loving piece of trash, Hillary voting scumbag mom, I'm betting. You know, some white freaking privilege believing whack job. I mean, this is ridiculous. Last September, the Commonwealth issued new guidance about the role of school resource officers. A model agreement between schools and police departments suggests one goal should be to foster a safe and supportive school environment that allows all students to learn and flourish regardless of race, religion, national origin, immigration status, gender, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity, and socioeconomic status. We're talking about kids. And we got to worry about sexual orientation, gender, which I'm sure does not mean, you know, the fact of actually being two sexes, because they believe there's 65 genders when there's not. They believe gender is a construct. So, yeah, there's got to be 65 genders. The immigration status, oh, well, we got to kowtow and bend over and just allow illegals to do whatever the fuck they want. You know, that's the type of thing they're talking about here. And because the cop said something that upset someone, it upset his child and his mummy, the poor guy had his career ruined because of these guidelines. So, basically, with these guidelines, what they're saying is that police officers in school should not be speaking about the law, the consequences of the law, and enforcing the law. Unless it is, law that they approve of. But, yeah. I mean, this is just a little ridiculous. I mean, I commented here, but a few others did as well. I had to comment. But yeah, let's look at this comment here. A little more tact could have been involved for sure, but this doesn't take away 31 years of great service to our city, Haverhill. Enjoy your retirement. See, yeah, the guy shouldn't be screwed. And then, you know, you got to love this one. T. Andrew Hutchins. You know, I hate the term white privilege. Oh, you do, but you're going to bring it up. But this is the definition of it. No, it's not, because what we have here is illegal privilege. Hate to break it to you. In a prime example, police officer treats white people differently than people of color. No, he didn't treat people of color differently. All he did was say something that was culturally insensitive according to some bleeding heart leftist. Of course he was nice to you because you were white. This is ridiculous. This has nothing to do with it. And this isn't about feelings. No, it is. You are literally talking about your feelings. It is about an adult taking sadistic joy in threatening students of color with deportation, which he did not do that. See, this guy is making all these assumptions, but we don't have the quote. We don't have what the officer actually said. They don't want it out there because then this idiot looks like an even bigger idiot than they are right here. At its most innocuous, this officer struck the wrong chord here and scarred the shit out of a bunch of kids. Or scared the shit. Sorry. No, he didn't scare a bunch of kids. He just triggered one of them into mommy. If you had kids and an officer was messing with their heads, how would you react? Well, he's not messing with their heads. And I would have no problem if I'm here illegally and my kid's here illegally. I shouldn't have a problem with it because I'm a criminal. Having the kid informed that they are breaking the law. I mean, I'd like them to live in La La Land, but they got to know that, yeah, they're breaking the law. Just so they could, maybe try to avoid getting arrested and deported. I mean, at least from an illegal's perspective, that's how I would see it. You keep living in Caucasian fantasy world. It's obviously doing this country such good. I mean, this is just funny. And then, who else would threaten him with cuffs? He didn't threaten him with cuffs. Kyle responded, yeah, because they have proof of these white adults are just being sadistic. You must be psychic then. So Kyle had, because said that, Hutchins had to respond. Why else would he threaten them with cuffs? He could have just explained the process if he was just doing his job, which is probably what he did. That's my take on it. You have people who know him here. Steve is one of the most gentle people I've ever met, and he's treated my kids and myself good over the years. I wish him the best in his retirement. Then we have my comment. But look at Robin here. Wow, this is just really ridiculous. They just told my niece specifically how babies are made in the 5th grade when a child asked. But this is not appropriate. Facts are facts, except when someone's feelings are hurt. Well said. And then you get David here being a spurg. I bet you all voted for Trump. I'm triggered. Freaking retardation. And I love this one right here. It goes to show that people think he was a good cop that knew how to deal with children. Rory, it takes a strong, kind, caring adult to deal with the youth of Haverhill on a daily basis. He was a wonderful officer and a good example. Thank you. Jennifer Brown, he told the truth. What is the world coming to? I learned the same thing in school when I was a child. Do we want ignorant people in regards to the rules of our society? Officer Iannalfo did a lot for the youth of this city. It is a shame that his career has ended on this note. I do hope he enjoys his retirement. Joe Greathouse. I mean, I'm sorry for going through all the comments here, but from pretty much all the comments here, but they deserve to be seen. They deserve to be heard. So now if a police officer tells the truth, he is breaking the law. How twisted the world has become. Some have not liked Steve, but I did. I thought he was a pretty good guy. Yeah, I mean, literally, you have on an article written by Tim Cuckoo, a far left loving, moron from the appearances of things, getting ratioed to an extent with the comments saying this is bullshit. Because this is the clown world we live in. It's not right. This guy should still be on the Haverhill PD. He should still be serving his community. He should still be the police resource officer in that school. But yet, because some, I'm assuming, illegal or white privileged mom got her panties in the bunch because her kid was told the truth, this poor guy had to go. I'm sure they looked at the fact of trying to go after his retirement just to appease the, cancel culture of the left that's going on these days. And I'm glad it didn't happen because this guy deserves to be on his retirement living comfortably at this point after 31 years of serving the community of Haverhill. Oh, it's ridiculous. Massachusetts was the template for, people think California, but Massachusetts was where the whole idea of sanctuary cities started. Lawrence, Massachusetts is where it all began. And all I got to say is thank God they didn't haven't taken it to the extremes of California and other places like that, like New York at this point. But they're getting damn close. I mean, hell, this is proof of that. This clown world shit is proof of that. It's ridiculous. It truly is. Anyway, I just felt that people should get informed about this situation because it's not right. And what happened to this officer deserves to be known. It truly does. Anyway, I'm out of here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.